Hey, all this Gnosis, and I think this is part 5 or part 6 of the very special challenge. And I've written down the rules now and stuff that, and I've also grinded a bit here off screen, as you can see. I've used up some of the tents. I bought, of course, 10 tents and stuff that, and things are going decent enough, but I held myself in back row. The thing is that when I wrote up the rules, I also wrote up extra things that will be like certain requirements. And certain of those requirements I'm not 100% certain of yet. There are certain of those requirements that are like very straightforward. And then there are certain ones that are less straightforward, so to speak. One thing that we will probably do is steal 99 hard edges and 99 copper bangles, not counting the one that we will or that we will need to have equipped and stuff like that. And that is something, is a bit annoying to have to do. Now the thing is, of course, that no fury status is allowed and no sadness. But it doesn't mean that, of course, you get a game over if you get affected by those statuses. It's just that you have to cure them. Because sadness, I forgot how much it was exactly, but it's a 30% damage reduction. And of course it also slows it has the limit gauge feeling and stuff that the speed at which it feels. Fury on the other hand doubles the speed of which it feels. However, even though it doubles the speed of which it feels, you will miss 30% of your attacks and magical attacks as well. So then you can start missing with magic, which, like 30% is not big. It's not big at all, but if you already have a weapon that has bad accuracy, then, it becomes even worse. And it also makes it so that weapons that you normally not miss can miss. It's interesting. You can see it requires a lot of hits here and stuff that still. I don't know how long we will be grinding here. We will either grind until we're high enough level or until we get meteor aim. And stuff that is like those are the requirements pretty much. Now there was at one point when I lost a bit of progress because like you might be like, oh, how can you lose progress? Because there is a pincer attack that is very deadly if it happens. Because normally, right, if you're in the front row and an enemy crits you, then you can take like 75, 79 damage. And that is the damage that will be by default if you get pincered. So, getting pincered is not fun at all. So then basically it's a side attack, is basically what it's called, but it's also called off the pincer and stuff like that, yeah. I think we will get limit break here. A little bit of damage here, do 30 on that. I think we do 30 on the other one as well here. Nice. I think this would be enough here. Hopefully that's enough. Maybe it hits once, boom, and then it hits that and hopefully dies. No. I think we need to just do one physical here to kill it actually. Yeah, you don't want to heal too late, is the thing though. And stuff that in case we would get that pincer attack again. Now the thing is also, right, that for example, like I'm thinking about, should we like fight mid or Solon? Or should we make that a requirement in order to enter the mines? That could be something we could do, of course. But the main problem with that though is that, for example, even with elemental material, right? Even with the elemental material, because if you don't get the elemental material in the Shinra building, right? Because if you fail, then you won't get the elemental material at all. And then, right, the earliest elemental material you get after that will be the one in Nibelheim. It's like it's a really big difference. Like you only get it in the Shinra building or wait until like Nibelheim. Stuff that does like a very big difference. Like it's a very to have that like, discrepancy there and stuff that, you know. Okay, I think we can bolt all here. And maybe we can get off of the hill here. The worst thing if one of them would crit. Because then we would be just dead here. If they land, though, I don't think that they can get the big crit roll. That's actually very lucky. Attack. Okay, attack. He's not dead. Cure. Now, of course, the one thing I've also thought about is like how hard will the dime fight be? Because obviously Barrett only has his starting weapon and the bronze thing, and the bronze thing doesn't provide you with a lot of armor at all. So that, but I definitely think that we need to go with the force seal instead of the HP plus materia and stuff like that, because you know, like if it's just like, oh, you just get a bunch of HP plus materials, then that's gonna feel like a cheap way to deal with certain bosses if it's just the HP plus materia. That means at most we can get a triple kill and stuff like that. But because I believe that the amount of kills already start as soon as, well, basically the kills continue on, that even if you don't get right, even if you don't set it to limit break level 2, the kills towards the next scene will already start, if I remember correctly. So yeah, now we're level 15. Right, next up is, yeah. So we have 37 magic at level 15. That's the limit level, yeah, next level. Okay, so yeah. Now eventually also we will have, we will eventually probably reach our level 2. Now our level 2 is going to be absolutely huge though, for like several reasons. Because all level 2 will mean that we will be able to cast Bolt twice. And I believe that that will be enough to kill most enemies. Stuff like that. Eventually also the single bolt here will be powerful enough to one-shot it eventually. The 39 is very good. I think that means that we just kill it in one attack now. Which would be a big deal. No. But keep in mind also, once we get high enough, basically, what's our dodge chance? We have 7% dodge chance with the Mithril Armor. The Mithril Armor has a built-in 3%, so that's just via our dexterity alone, I believe. Yeah, with the dexterity. You can see there she only has 2 defense percentage and she only has 26 in defense with the Bolt Spangle. Yeah, the Bolt Spangle, you know, it is really the claw that stands out though with his starting equipment compared to Black. The other ones. We can bolt all here. And yeah, having us in the back row is a really big deal. It will keep us a lot safer and stuff like that. Now the thing is, of course, that back row right reduces damage by 50%, I believe it is, in back row. And then that scales with the 30% extra like damage reduction, I believe. So you get 50, 60, 70, 80, you get 80% damage reduction if you have both like back row and sadness. Okay. That's dead. I think the heal. And the thing is, you might say that, oh, but if we get more HP, then our healing is going to be worse, but no, not really. Eventually it might be, though. yeah, the thing is, once we get Meteor Rain, I believe that will be enough to actually defeat Reno. Just like that, if that happens. But the thing is, it won't be a game over if Claude gets pyramided, then we will allow Barrett to attack. And Barrett will be allowed to be kept alive for that fight. Because the thing is, I'm pretty certain even though Meteor Rain would kill it, Barrett would have to get his HP low pretty much. And stuff like that, because I believe that even if they're pyramided, they still get XP and stuff like that, right? So, you know. Yes, with that I think we kill it. Meaning we can get into an encounter with full limit break here. And that being 330 also is like very, very good as well there. That being 330 there. And it definitely seems that the triple encounter has a way. No, we're gonna go back now here. Because this is dangerous, because if they crit and they are in the front row, then like you will take like way more damage. So Blade Beam. And one will die immediately, boom. And then we just bolt it, and then it's dead, I think. Nice. Oh, double kill. Okay, let's have potions. We have some potions. I don't technically know how long the tents will last. It's of the 10 tents or whatever it is. How long it will last. I think you have to realize if the 10 tents last long enough, then it will be a really, really big deal. If they last long enough. Because if it reaches a point where we can easily like one-shot enemies, like when we're at the front row, which we might get close to that, because it depends what's our we have 29 strength. 30 will be a big deal, but once we get to 30, that would be a very big deal. Here's the save point. Well, there's 16 here. 17,000 gil. The thing is that we will require the golden ticket in order to be allowed to enter gold souls there. There will be certain stuff like that, you know. Now the thing is, of course, that stealing 99 hard ages is going to take a while. However, the soldier third, I believe there is an encounter with 3 of them that you can get, which is actually pretty rare and stuff like that, but that means that you can theoretically get 3 hard edges in one fight. Now it will probably be hard to steal depending on what level we are when we reach there, because stealing is considerably easier when you over leveled and stuff like that. Okay, another cure. Now the thing is, yes, Meteor Rain is going to take a while to eat. However, once we eat Meteor Rain, I believe that Meteor Rain is going to eat for like 200 a piece or 300 or something like that. And if that's the case, because we only need to do 1,000 damage to kill Reno and stuff like that. We got Blade Beam in the graveyard, Ring Graveyard and stuff like that, but we didn't get that many kills in the Ring Graveyard at all, so you know that was a bit of an issue. The thing is, Clam Hazard could be enough on its own, but the thing is that we will need to have reached like a certain damage threshold Stuff that there are certain damage thresholds that exist that once you reach it, you will likely it will be a big like damage difference. And I believe it might be next level that one of those damage thresholds gets reached. Because basically there is some early damage threshold that happens that brings you up from like 50 damage, 50-ish damage to like 100 I believe it is, or up to 70 or something like that. Which is a big better damage difference and stuff that, right? And the same thing, it happens like a big, like there happens like a big jump with like HP. Is this like, that is minus 4% HP and stuff that from that alone. Of course, if or when we reach all black level 2, for example, then you can cast like 2 bolts, stuff there, which will be very powerful once that happens. But it's a triple cut good. So we cast bolt here on everyone. Now the thing is, yes, we will go into front row eventually and stuff that once we do reach that damage threshold and stuff that, right? Because the damage threshold will be very, very important and stuff that, you know. Also, I believe there aren't technically rare skills in this. I mean, what I mean is, for example, let's say they have a stealable potion, then there is a chance that you have to like steal a way rarer item or something like that, you know. Okay. One more, and I think actually, let's see. Sure. Very good. Okay, hit that. And then I think we hit each once here. This once, and I think that will, yeah, that will cause it to fall down. Hit this once. Blade beam, and they should bolt. Because he should die from the impact, and he dies from this. So, nice. That's 12 RP each time there for that fight, which is still not particularly fast. Right now, if the next level is indeed damage, that's a big deal, because we know, for example, that when we're like level, what is it, 36 or whatever, or once you are level above level 30, you know, you eventually, like on my main, on the main grind file there, when we grind the first reactor, we are already like dealing like 300 damage with the Buster Sword, for example. That does similar damage as well. 300 damage with the starting stuff is like very, very good. And stuff that, you know, that is very, very good damage. And the same thing happens also once you reach certain level thresholds, the HP growth will become bigger. Stuff that, there are also like certain thresholds, you know. Because I think that next will actually not used to be like 600, I think it would be like 620 or 640 next AP upgrade. Instead, of course, regular potions used to for 100 and stuff there, which is not the best thing in the world. This would be really, really scary if you get pincer attacked. Now the thing is though, the pinch attack will only be 2 enemies and stuff that, but the main problem is that they will easier to attack. And if one of them crits, you're just dead. If you will get the pinch attack is very, very bad though. So we bolt here. Very nice. Okay, that was not expected. So that's like the guy in the back top for the making land. I'll take that guy. I'll take this guy. Now I'll take that guy. Take this guy. And then I'll take the bottom one. And then one more step now, and like each one dies in one hit. There, no. Give me a miscalculated health. Okay, then they will actually sit instead. Yes. So many misses, wow, that's like... That's crazy. 120. The fact that that's 230 each time is a big deal. Very big deal actually. Oh, we get the triple again. I'm not getting the triple here. I thought about using up more MP here, actually. Yeah, and then we hit the guy in the back. Cure. Cure uses 5 instead of 4, which the other spells do. You never took you. Okay. Times. Attack here. We hit the guy in the back. And then I think one of the other two will die at least. Oh, both of them, okay, that's very nice. And the thing is that will get me over 30 strength, and next level it will be a big deal. I don't know, it will probably take a while. Usually, I believe it's like usually around level 18 or 19. I think when you reach beat your aim usually. But it of course depends on entirely where you're grinding, because there will be places where it will be faster. I will let him do more damage to us here actually, because he has a strong attack. And one more hit, I think, then it's dead. Nice. Miss. Miss. Yeah, see, sometimes we can dodge it and sometimes we can dodge okay. As good as I hit at least. Miss. Lord, come on. I know he saw in your eyes, but... Yes. So what are you doing? Stop thinking about teeth. Okay, one more hit. I think we're actually here. Yes. And now we can do one more encounter, I think. Hopefully we can get that triple encounter though. Yes, triple encounter, good. Very good, no bolt. How many gets knocked down? One? Oh, that's rare that there was just the one in the back that gets knocked down. That didn't pick down. I'm curious how close we are though towards there. Towards withdrawing. Once we have access to Meteor Rain, I will put the character in the front row just so we can build it a bit faster. Well, that's rather little darks in the flying state. Maybe we get to use it in the next fight. Or one more hit. Yes. One more hit. Very nice, that means that we can actually do one more fight. So we kill first. And here's the thing, even if we will get the pincer here, for example, let's say we get the pincer attack, then we can survive the pincer attack because Flame Hazard will just kill one. And stuff that, you know. A blade beaming might be better because I'm pretty certain blade beam kills no matter what. Let's use Climb Hazard here, damage test. Papa says, it's Climb Hazard healing. Finished. 274 gave. Yeah, do you see that's still very, very low? That would not be enough because we invest with defense, I think. You know, theoretically we can do a certain fight if we get it quick enough. I think we do have enough health to do the triple fight. Otherwise, we can use draw potion. If necessary, we will draw potion. That's not that because potion is for 100, which I need to remember. Bolt. A lot of MP. Attack. We're gonna try and we're gonna try and of course we need to make sure that or we need to hope that we don't get an encounter after this, and then we can just get to the save so we can tent up. That's one down at least. That's it, I think. This kind of reminds me of the guys from Final Fantasy X-2 actually. And one more attack. Base. Base. If you now it will do less damage. Let's recover this. Poison though. Yeah. Okay, now we're down to 6 attempts. Alright. We are using steel here. We could, for example, go with cover to have more black vitality and stuff like that. I'm just gonna test something like this. Might be entirely stupid here to do, but I want to test. I'm pretty certain that they are weak to lightning and not to ice. But I mean that would be hilarious if all along we could have black one shot them with ice. That would have been funny. I mean they're fucking flying and they're in the air, you know. Because I think their actual elemental weakness is wind. I mean, this is a singular one, right? So I think that's very comparable damage. I don't know. I feel like even the bolt did less than that when it came to solo. I don't know, the real test is gonna be in the triple encounter though. I mean, if we deal 100, for example, in the triple encounter, or even if we deal like 110 to each, that would be a big, you know, let's test. Imagine if ice was just better all along here. You would think, right, because the bolt hits the blades, but maybe their suit is made out of rubber. That could you like be something, you know. A nice comparable damage. That's good though, because that means that neither lightning or ice was their weakness, that their weakness is actually wind, which you cannot have on this point, by the way. Which is weird that there's no wind spell in this. I don't know if it wasn't. That's a nice bit though. Yo. Play beam. And that will kill one boom and kill the other one, but I think it dies in one hit now. Oh, one more hit. Very nice. Because you might say that, oh, if we would have sticked with lightning, it would have been better. Maybe, you know, sticking with lightning would have been better here, you know, and stuff like that, but, you know. Yeah, now the thing is, of course, that after this, of course, will be the Shinra building and stuff like that. The next thing that will be up will be the Shinra building. But of course, the Shinra building will be a big deal. Why is the Shinra building such a big deal? Because, of course, obviously, right, if we go too far in this Shinra building, we won't be able to reach the shop. Stuff like that, so, you know, we need to know. Because theoretically, it happens once you defeat the boss. There is when it happens. When you defeat the boss. So that's when it triggers the next thing with, oh, that you need to escape to the elevator and stuff like that, right? So as long as you don't defeat that boss in the lab, then you're completely fine with riding down the elevator and then like being able to sell stuff. Because I might make it so that, for example, also that we need to require the Omnistats at the earliest possible point. For example, if it's after you defeat the Ein, after you ride the Chocobo, then you can go back inside the Golden Souls again. Then, guys, not only will we need the 30,000 gil, and you will also need the 300,000 gil to buy the mansion Costa del Sol. I don't know if I'm going to have that as a requirement or not. I mean, it is probably entirely possible to reach those type of monies entirely. Just because of certain pieces of equipment existing. That's why I think it's possible. So that, what's the... I kind of wish that they had, because in Final Fantasy VIII, they do have things that improves the stats you can get in battle. And then you can, for example, see how many kills you have gotten on Squall and stuff like that, right? But, you know... Okay, that's the singular one. So the ice to meet you. One attack and we miss. We attack and we don't miss. Yeah, nice. This is not gonna be enough, right? Good. 2 wouldn't be enough either, because if you get 2, for example, you can actually go right there to the side of Barret there, for example, and not you need to actually hit the action button on Barret to actually talk to him. But that's because imagine how annoying this would be if you get up here and then he decides to like just Pyramid Claude first, and then that would just be a game over if you wouldn't be allowed to free Claude with Barret, you know. Here's the ice. Right, I have some small stack, I think. It's the Viking one, which has very good taste. Oh, the propellers. Okay, good. I'm down. keep in mind that when they deal that 36 damage is the default damage that they deal to you when you're in the front row and stuff like that. And one more hit, I think. That's a nice crit. Never cure. Right. Miss. Miss. I missed both times. Hit. Hit. Go. Hit. And I don't think that it can dodge when it's on the floor, it's only when it's flying. This will be enough to gain a level 16, hell yeah. That's 604. So that's a massive increase, right? What was it? 500? Was it 560? Was it less? I think it was less. Oh, you still don't have the 30 there. Actually, let's put it in front row. This is super fucking dangerous. It's very dangerous. I'm just gonna go down and get to save it. I'm not gonna use the tent though. Because I think this is a big deal. You'll see how big of a deal this is here. Does ice one-shot at this point? Will you one-shot this ice? 43, no. Oh, we faster than them. I think we might be faster now. Wait, what's our dexterity at? We're at 20 dexterity now. I think that might be a threshold actually. Okay, we're like 2 dexterity higher from that. From steel. Which I believe the steel actually stacks. Like if you equip several steel, then you can actually have very, very high dexterity. But the dexterity does not affect stealing. You would think that it does, right? Because why does steel give you dexterity if that doesn't affect stealing? Right, if dexterity doesn't affect it, right? I think that maybe at one point they meant dexterity to be able to like give you something. That's the 73 crit. Play beam. Oh, it's 180 damage, 62 damage. What's this damage now though? What's our attack damage here? What's our attack damage at? Oh, we're at 62 damage. That is actually very good. Not at 100 yet though, but you know, now we're starting to really reach the good damage numbers here, where it's worth being in the front row. It is a bit risky though to do this. Yeah, how many more? We have 13 potions also and stuff that I realized. 16 is a pretty big deal though, not gonna lie. Okay, and this is a slow grind, definitely. Most of that, like it's not. This would have never been a good grind spot. I mean, during a grind spot, we would have had 2 characters here and stuff. That's right, during like the grind spot thing, you know, and stuff there. But otherwise, I mean, if you're solo, then it's not really worth. I definitely feel like it's actually worth using ice here used to try and make it catch up to the lightning materia. Nice. Actually, I think we heal at that point. What's a baddie cat? A baddie stat is that? 57 with an 8% dodge chance, which is pretty decent. I think it's once we reach 50 in the attack there. I don't know why we still didn't gain a single strength there. Because there's the thing, right, where we're only one strength away from 30 and stuff there, right? So, you know, because 30 strength is a big deal. Now, it might be, of course, that we didn't get our strengths that level up for whatever reason. Now, it might be possible then that when we get our strength up, it would be more than one strength. And yeah, and the reason why even a fight like this can be scary is because yeah, they hit less now, even when we're in the front row now. And stuff that. But of course, they can still do that insane crit and stuff that. But yeah, there's stuff that succeed there. But yeah, missing is not ideal, of course. It's a bit silly. This is very silly. 127 when it crits. Keep mind, of course, that limit breaks can crit, you know, and stuff that. I don't want to reach a point where we need to crit with clean hazard in order to get the kill. Let's see. Like how much XP? Okay. Yeah, because like getting the 120 XP there for like defeating 3 of them is not really worth it at all. It's like it's very low XP for this point in the game. The thing is, I'm curious to how much clean hazard will deal now at this point. That's still quite a lot of damage against 2 enemies though. I'm pretty certain that we're not at the damage threshold yet and stuff that, you know. Who knows? Because the thing is, once you start dealing 100, for example, then the climb hazard will like you gain way more damage to it and stuff that, right? Because once you reach like certain points. The main problem though is that climb hazard, like the limit breaks, what they're affected by the most is not really your strength. I mean, the majority comes from the weapon itself. Stuff that's where the majority of the damage will be from the weapon itself. Meaning that once you get hard edge, like you can hit considerably harder with the limit breaks. And we ice to meet you. Yo, both of them fell. Hit. Hit. Sword rush. Hit. Miss. Hit. Hit. Are we gonna get Meteoring soon? It's either gonna be when we're very close to 17 or at level 17 is when we're gonna get Meteoring usually. Blade Beam. Okay, I'm curious about Blade Beam's damage as well. Okay, that's it. That's still similar hits for the same amount. It's not really strong at all. So I'm a bit saddened by. I know that Climb Hazard has like way high damage on it there. You saw there was a nice crit. And I think we heal up. We should heal up here. 43. K761 to next. Thank you. And I think at next level, which will be level 17. It's hopefully when we get over 30 strength. Hopefully it gets up to like 31 or 32 strength or something like that. So there's the dangerous pincer. Ice. I think we cannot change that. I think this so. Sadly, we cannot ice. Ice. Because all won't target everything when it's pincer for whatever weird reason. It's just because of how it's coded. But we survived the pincer, which is nice. That's a big plus. We survived the fucking pincer. Yeah. Like if I would have had less HP there, we would have been dead to that pincer. But you saw there, like for example, like the ice now is kind of carrying us. So, but yeah. It feels really bad to have to get Meteor in order to just be able to defeat this boss, but I mean... But it will be a big deal. I'm curious though, I'm definitely gonna get into a fight where I'm gonna be using the Climb Hazard and stuff like that just to test the damage. Because if Climb Hazard at this point doesn't deal, if it doesn't even deal 500 damage, then you know, then it is really bad. Now, of course, Meteorine is a big jump, I think, in damage because it's not weak, the individual projectiles from, like it's way stronger than the Blade Beam projectiles. Because it's basically like what if Blade Beam, the damage the Blade Beam does, it does that damage, I believe, on every target. Use ice here. 5 to meet you. One rock knockdown. Okay. Maybe. Was this shit for brains? Now it will die one hit. And now this guy will also die one hit. Very nice. What is it? Is it 120? Yeah. Exactly 120. 420 blaze it. And it's weird, this is the only enemy like this. And stuff like that. And it's weird, right? Like, why couldn't they... Like, I definitely think that the tower should have had way more variety to the enemies here and stuff that, you know, like it's very weird, like why only have like flying guys? And I could have like designed the shipwright piece with blocking with like that's a bit scary though. Was a bit scary. And then one more. Okay, no meteor ring yet. We have 3 now. Made less than 1,000 now. And we're at how many? We have 6 tents left. 6 tents. Here, otherwise we're at we need some 29. Oh, for that. The sad thing is that the RP here is not particularly good. And it's okay, but I wouldn't say it's amazing. Nice to meet you. Okay, one would knock down at least. Very good. First place being in the bathroom. In the bathroom. That's very nice. Very nice. Okay, we get a good encounter here with the triple. I mean, I know that there is a lot of kills, but I think it's actually way over 80. I think it's something like 120 kills, 140 kills that you need or something like that. But you know, which is an absolutely insane amount. I mean, sure, it's getting all the kills because we're not ever getting kills with other characters and stuff. That's which, you know. One more. And then that's another 120. And then we get to save. We'll be recording more because I'm yawn. Can we survive going up to the top again though, and then go down? Maybe we will see. I mean, we do have potions for a bad day. I do not want to get back attacked, damn it. Front row, please. Thank you. Nice. Nice to meet you. Wait. Nice. Wait. Nice. Then one more hit. This could actually be really good here. Maybe we get to try out a limit break against a single target, you know, that could be really, really good. Technically, there is enough material to cast 2 spells. Technically. Because if you cure, then there isn't enough to cast the damage spell. So that's a bit more pickle. Shit. Oh shit. typical.
Yeah. Pickle shit, pickle.
All right, then this is very